Good morning, everyone. Today our topic is pelvic hematoma. This is generally we are continuing injuries to the genital tract in obstetrics. So, what is hematoma? Pelvic hematoma is collection of blood anywhere in the area between pelvic peritoneum and the perineal skin. Is called as pelvic hematoma. Means blood कलेक्ट हो रहा है कहीं भी बीच में पेल्विक पेरिटोनियम एंड पेरिनियल स्किन के बीच में कहीं भी अगर ब्लड कलेक्शन है तो that is called as pelvic hematoma. So anatomical types, there are two types, infralevator hematoma and supralevator hematoma. So infralevator hematoma is common than the supralevator hematoma. So now we will see in detail about the infralevator hematoma. So this is the commonest type we can see in vulval hematoma. The causative factors we can see is the improper hemostasis during the repair of vaginal and perineal tear or episiotomy wound. प्रॉपर हेमोस्टेसिस जब नहीं करते हैं तब इन एपिजोटोमी वुंड और पेरिनियल टीयर whenever there is no proper hemostasis, the blood clotting is not achieved during the repair of the vaginal injuries, perineal tear, episiotomy wound, then this is the commonest cause of this infralevator hematoma, generally vulval hematoma. Again, failure to why this happens, to failure to take precaution while suturing the apex of the tear. Again, failure to obliterate the dead space while suturing the vaginal wall. Dead space has to be obliterated. Again, the rupture of vaginal venous plexus either spontaneously or following instrumental delivery. So rupture of paravaginal venous plexus because of instrumental delivery or spontaneous rupture may occur, and that may lead to vulval hematoma. Again, symptoms. Now we will see the symptoms with persistent pain patient will having in perineal region. Persistent severe pain patient will have in perineal region. Again, there may be rectal tenesmus or bearing down efforts when extension occurs to the ischiorectal fossa. There may be even retention of urine. Signs on examination, we can observe variable degree of shock, and again local examination by inspection it will reveal tense swelling at the vulva, which becomes dusky and purple in color and very tender to touch. Treatment part, on the treatment part we can see a small hematoma if at all present, then cold compressions has to be given, as in general hematoma we, if at all in general trauma is there, so whenever small hematoma occurs we used to give cold compressions, so such cold compressions are given. And if at all the hematoma is big in size, then it has to be explored under general anesthesia. Operation theatre patient has to be taken to operation theatre and general anesthesia is given, and the wound is explored. So if at all the hematoma is bigger one, then the resuscitative measures has to be taken, and the bleeding point has to be noted, and it has to be properly cauterized whatever the bleeding point is present. Again, generalized oozing. If generalized oozing is visible, then the dead space is generally obliterated and Foley's catheter inserted till the tissue edema subsides. Local prophylactic antibiotics and local aseptic precautions and local aseptics are to be applied. The next one is supralevator hematoma. This is comparatively a rare one, and it is generally extension of cervical laceration or primary colporexis, wall rupture that we had seen in last class. So it is extension of cervical laceration or colporexis. Again, whenever there is lower uterine segment ruptures, then it may happen. It may cause supralevator hematoma. Again, spontaneous rupture of paravaginal venous plexus that are adjacent to the wall, it may cause this supralevator hematoma. Diagnosis. Diagnosis is usually not earlier. Diagnosis is somewhat late, as it is not that much revealed, and so also the vaginal bleeding the unexplained shock. Whenever the patient is an unexplained shock, because it is not that much, means we cannot just diagnose it as the patient is having injury on that local part, and patient will not complain. Suddenly she will go in shock, and whenever the feature of internal hemorrhage is there, then the vaginal area has to be explored, and the occlusion of the vaginal canal with the swab has to be done. Rectal examination is done, and if at all boggy mass is felt for rectal examination, and then it can cause clinically we can say it is supralevator hematoma. So a diagnosis is confirmed with ultrasonography, and management of this is done. Generally, the management of shock has to be done. Laparotomy has to be done, and generally, blind suture should not be taken. And if at all oozing continues, then there might be need for the ligation of this internal iliac artery. If at all that is the site, anterior division of internal iliac artery might be tied or ligated. So this is about the treatment part. This is about the pelvic hematoma of this treatment part of pelvic hematoma. Two types, supralevator and infralevator pelvic hematoma. This is a short note question, and hope you have understood the topic. And so, if you are having any query, please mention in the comment box. I will try to solve it. Thank you. Thank you very much.